Good day, Helios and Facebook world. Hope you're staying sane and finding ways to enrich your lives in this new reality. And as promised, we are now going to enrich ourselves by nerding out on all things choral music. So you may have heard of the rehearsal that Helios had posted last week of Soir Date A, the third movement of a work called Trois Chansons Bretagne by Hank Badings. Gorgeous music, but who is this guy and how would we describe this style? Well, Hank was born in Java, Indonesia, with Dutch ancestry in 1907, but he lost his parents at age 8 and was forced to go back to the Netherlands and live with a guardian who forbade him from entering into music professionally, even though he excelled at violin performance. So he did something completely different, and he majored in geology and eventually taught it at the University of Delft. But he never gave up his love for music, and he switched from violin performance to composition. And in 1930, he had his first symphony premiered by the Royal Concertgebouw Orchestra. And it got people's attention because they liked it, but they didn't know who he was. But through his second and third symphonies, he gained notoriety. So what's his style like? He is known as being quite conservative for the 20th century, staying within the diatonic scaled tonal music. Sometimes he experimented and did microtonal things, but as you heard in Soir Date A, he stayed within the tonal harmonic framework. However, he would manipulate it by adding non-diatonic pitches, a raised fourth perhaps, or he would add partial whole tone scales. And you can really see this in the first of the three movements of Trois Chansons, La Nuit en Mer, which Helios was also preparing, and we hope to finish it. But right in the beginning, you can hear alterations to the diatonic scale. The raised fourth in the basses creates a tritone. If he stayed within the regular scale, it would be not as interesting. A little later on, he gives us a partial whole tone scale starting on B. If he would have a diatonic scale, it would be. If he would have a whole tone scale, it would be. But he gives us a way to tonalize the whole tone scale at the end. Listen. And then it's very effective in thirds. Wonderful text painting, altering the pitches on the text, but the sea is alive, unlike everything that's dead on the land. So it's very interesting music. It's accessible to the listener, though, by staying in the tonal framework. So we love it, but these pieces aren't done very often, probably because the French is so hard, but Helios has fallen in love with it so much that we're willing to put in the time. So it's great music, and I'd like to just leave you with one of our favorite moments at in the third movement, Soir Date A, that we put online last week. It's an ABA form movement with outer sections that are talking about two lovers rushing home before dark, but catching all the sights, sounds, and smells of the romantic night. And then there's a B section that's very sensuous and romantic. And in that, there's a fermata that Badings places on the word foin, hey. And it's part of the text. Is it the gray hour when the gentle breeze saturates itself, intoxicated by the aroma of the hay? In French, et c'est l'heure grise, où la douce brise s'imprègne se grise de l'odeur du foin. Se grise. So let's just take a listen to Helios singing that, and then we can talk about it. Foin. That chord has an implied whole tone scale in it. It is a reflection of the whole tone scale. Based on C sharp. And so it makes the music beautiful by tapping into all the exotic, ethereal possibilities of the whole tone scale, but keeping it within a tonal framework. So this is just a glimpse of Badings and a little bit about who he was and how much we love it in Helios. And this represents the beginning of our Nerd Out on All Things vlog series. Please send me your feedback and your comments. We really appreciate it. Again, enrich yourselves in this weird time. Ben out.